What's up, YouTubers? Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to repair drywall. Specifically, today we're going to be fixing a hole in drywall. If you guys are new to my channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, so this is the hole we're going to be working on. It's about 2.5 inches. And the first thing we're going to do is try and clear it up a little bit, clean it up. We're going to get a tape measure on here. And we're going to measure the thickness of the drywall. Looks like it's about 1/2 inch thick. It's important to measure it first so when you go to your home center you can get a piece of the right thickness. Sometimes you can find little tiny scraps that are left over, or you can buy a whole sheet and just take what you need. So we'll just take our little piece and hold it over the wall, and I think about right there is going to be big enough. It has a cardboard side and a paper face side. You just need to score the face of it to cut it. So we just take our utility knife and score a line, then it just breaks apart. Just snap it like that. Then you come over and cut the back of the cardboard backing off. Now we'll take our piece and we're going to center it right over the hole. Then we're going to trace around it with a pencil. Now you can either use a utility knife to cut the drywall out. Just start by scoring it. Or you can use one of these jab saws. Just jab it in. This makes it easy to cut. I'll go ahead and put some links in the description to the tools I use. Check fitment of our patch piece. It should fit like a glove. Just go ahead and mark it so we don't get confused. Now you're going to want to get drywall screws. Then we're going to want to take any little scrap of wood that's longer than our hole, slip it in behind. We'll screw it in at an angle. Then we have a nice backer board for our patch. Now when you're screwing these in, you don't drive the screw in too far. Just drive the screw enough to dimple the paper. You don't want to rip the face of the paper or it'll make it weaker, our patch weaker. Just dimple the surface so we'll be able to fill it in. Actually, this is a little too deep right here. We want our patch to be as level as we can. That's okay, we'll just take a little piece of cardboard and I'm going to put it down in this corner. We just want our patch to be as flush as we can to the surrounding edges. So we're going to be using some tape. But first we need to put down this all-purpose joint compound. It comes in these little tubs, great for small projects. So we're just going to grab a little with our drywall knife. I'm just going to go ahead and spread this over the whole thing, especially on all of our seams, all around the 4 squares. Then I'm just going to put some paper tape right over our vertical edges. Now you can use paper tape like this, or they have a mesh tape. If you haven't really done this before, the mesh tape is a little easier to use. It sticks to the wall without putting that first coat on. Now with our tape on, just go ahead and hold it, and then you're going to push down. We're going to pull the mud from underneath it, the drywall compound. We're going to pull that out. That's going to help seat the tape. Just do that all the way around. Now this is just our first coat of the compound. You never want to put a bunch of this on. This is not something you do in one coat, so don't slather on a ton. We're just going to put a light coat on. We're just going to put a little over the top. Always want to feather our edges, so a little thicker in the middle, and as we come to the edge, just kind of put more pressure on the edge as you come around to the edge. It's called feathering. Okay, now we're done with our first coat, and as you can see, you can still see the tape, and that's perfectly normal. We're just going to let this set up for 24 hours. Okay, it's been 24 hours. You'll know it's dry when it's turned completely white and it's hard to touch. Okay, so we're going to take our joint compound again. We're going to slather it on. And this is the second coat. This is the coat that's going to cover our tape, cover our seams. It already looked pretty good, and that was just with one coat. We're just going to do the same thing, layer it on and feather it out. I also forgot to mention, I went ahead and lightly scuffed it with some sandpaper. That's just to knock down any high ridges or anything. 120 grit sandpaper is fine. A little low there in the middle. So like I said, you want it thicker in the middle and then thinner as you get to the edges, so you just apply more pressure as you come to the edge. Now don't worry if it's not perfect. Sanding's going to take care of that. I'll make sure I show you guys that tomorrow. And this is only our second coat. Sometimes it takes 3 coats just to give it a nice cover. Okay, yet another day has passed. I'm going to hit it with some 150 sandpaper just lightly, just to knock off any high spots, and feather it into the surrounding wall. Okay, now for my purposes, this is done. If the surrounding wall has texture, this is when you're going to want to do that third coat. You're going to want to do a texture coat to try and match the surrounding. Alright, now we're going to hit it with a good quality latex primer. You're always going to want to prime raw drywall or drywall compound before you top coat this. Priming it is going to give you the best chance to match it with the surrounding wall. But to be honest, if you don't have the original paint, if you had to do a color match, it's probably not going to match perfect. You may have to actually paint the entire wall if you want to get a perfect match. It just depends how picky you are. You're also going to want to match what it was applied with. Most likely if it was on the wall, it was either rolled on or sprayed on. And now that patch just disappears. You're going to want to wait a couple hours and then top coat it with your finish coat to try and blend it in. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's how to do a drywall patch. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get my new videos. Thanks for watching Johnny DIY. Hopefully something in this video helped you guys out. Take care. Where is it?